Yasas, Yasu, and welcome, amigos of Pafos FC. I am Amigo Darren, your host, and today we're going to look at yesterday's game between Pafos FC and Anorthosis. Now then, we played this team back in last November in 2025. And on that occasion, the result was a 1-1 draw, which was a kind of a bit of a shock at the time, if you recall. Because if you remember, it was a absolute blaster of a shot, which made a draw of a 1-1 in that game, which was very, very upsetting, to say the least. Hey, we were sitting in third before last night's match. Anorthosis, I think, we're in 11th. So I was quite comfortable and thinking, yeah, this has got to be 3-4-0, make a statement to the rest of the league, you know what I mean? It's got to be done. Anyway, before we start discussing stuff, let's have a look at the highlights of the game. Okay, the Anorthosis fans were in good voice last night as well. So it started off all expectedly, really, exactly the same as before. We always start off fast pace. And yeah, we did last night. And great pressure by Lele. And an unlucky strike by Jaja not to score within the first minute or two. So, I mean, yeah, it was looking rosy for us, without a shadow of a doubt. How he didn't score from that, I do not know. What a beautiful cross, right on his foot. And I think it was more of a spontaneous save more than anything from the Anorthosis keeper. All in all, though, Goalkeeper was playing well. Things were looking up, as we say. This effort, narrowly scooting past wide, yeah, we were unlucky. We were unlucky not to go ahead. Obviously, Anorthosis had their breaks as well. Blazed high and wide on that occasion. There was a few things we need to talk about in this game now, and I will pause it as and when we go through some of the stuff. That little flick on there was nice. Good effort, good save. Again, I'm thinking, well, I mean, this is like the second half now. And we still haven't scored. What's going on? Then this happened.
Για να δούμε αυτή την ευκαιρία, βγήκε ο Κορτέρ και έχουμε, για να δούμε την απόφαση του Ιωάννη Χριστοδούλου, κρατάει την κόκκινη κάρτα στον Κορτέρ με 10 η Πάφος, σημαντική εξέλιξη, νέα δεδομένα, δείτε ξανά.
Ouch.
Σωστή απόφαση για κόκκινη κάρτα φυσικά και ελπίζουμε.
I mean, don't get me wrong. This was a red card through and through. It kind of killed us as a team. But it also kind of forced us to step up and play, because we hadn't done anything up until this red card. I mean, we were trying to score, but nothing was going in. And the red card got boshed out on, I think it was 58 minutes. There was a 15-minute break. Let me just pause that while I'm talking. There was a 15-minute break while we sorted them out in the ambulance and everything. But why is it always the case that Pafos have to start playing when something like this happens? This is what we should have been doing from the off. We should have been pressurising and stepping up and pressuring their defence, doing a team press like we did last year. Where has that gone? It's vanished. I think our top three are the only ones that press. And, you know, sometimes it works and sometimes it didn't. It nearly worked in the first minute of the game. But look, I'm not one to complain, but it's always the same. Recently, since January, it's always the same. Something happens and then we have to play out of our socks. And when we start turning the screw on a bit, let's just carry on with this match.
Ο Κάστρομ. Δεξιά ο Μπρούνο. Έχει να το μαρκάρει ο Μάριος Ηλία. Παλιά για τον Άντερσον. Διαμαρτυρίες για χέρι.
Stop. Now, for me, if that is not a penalty, I don't know what isn't. Let's have a look at it in slow-mo. Dragomir is asking for the penalty. It hits his leg, bounces up and hits his arm. How can VAR not see these things? Oh, my days. And like, oh, yeah, when Yanu missed that from that range, I was like, well, it's going to happen again, isn't it? It's going to happen again. How close? He hits it against the post and it comes off the inside and out. Oh, my days. Come on. I mean, VAR. Yeah, VAR stands for virtually all removed. And that is their brain cells. Because how can you not say that that's not a penalty? Anyway. Fuming. Nevertheless, onward we pressed and onward we went.
Την κεφαλιά, η μπάλα μένει εκεί, έρχεται τώρα, μαζεύει ο Κάστρομ. Η προσπάθεια με πολλές προϋποθέσεις εδώ από τον Μπρούνο που έκανε την κεφαλιά. Γυρίζει ο Βούκιτς, κάνει το σούτ έξω. Τελευταία φάση του αγώνα. Εκτελεί, μπάλα στο δοκάρι. Δεν βγαίνει έξω. Τα πει τροής, η κεφαλιά πάνω από την εστία και φάουλ για την Anorthosis.
That free kick. Oh my God. And like David Luiz jumped too early to put the header down. But that free kick. Oh my God. With like a minute to go or something like that. Redonkulous, as they say. Anyway, that was how the match ended. Zip, 0-0. Me then. And when you look at these stats, when you look at these stats, 40% possession for Pafos compared to 60 from Anorthosis. Yes, don't get me wrong, that they were passing it around the back. They were passing it around the back towards the end of the match. They're going to, because they don't want to lose. But that's not good enough when we're at home. That is not good enough. Should have, could have done better. It's like a broken record, I keep singing. And Pafos just don't seem to learn. We're not learning at all from these matches against weaker opposition. Get that off. And that free kick at the end, too little, too late. The pressure from when the player got sent off, from when our Jay Gorter got sent off, too little, too late. This should have been dead and buried by 60 minutes, this game, without, should have been buried. If it was a school report, Pafos would have got a D with the comments of must try harder, more effort required. I mean, come on. Jesus Christ. Right, here comes the whinge. We cannot win anything without scoring goals. And that applies to the league and to the cup. We have to score goals to win. That's football. So why does he take off a striker and bring on another? What's the point of that? If we need to win the match and we need to score goals, yes, we're a player down, but we're at home against weaker opposition. No disrespect to Anorthosis. We take off somebody, but not another striker, because we need to play two up front to start the ball rolling. Maybe he needs to talk. Maybe our coach needs to talk about what he wanted to do after the game, rather than walking off the field at the end of the match without even acknowledging the Pafos fans and tell us all. Instead, he just walks off to a crescendo of boos because Pathians are getting fed up of him. There's nothing there at all. What have we seen recently? We've seen a team that is out of sorts. We've seen a team with a lack of confidence at the back. making errors that are not forced by the opposition. We're our own worst enemies at the moment. We've got a midfield that isn't dictating the play. They're not dictating the play. They're not bossing the game. We need to get in there and start dominating this opposition. We've got an attack that does not appear to be motivated. It appears to lack self-confidence, drive, and composure. Come on, boys. I know there's been a lot of changes, and we keep reverting back to how we were last year. That's historic. It's gone. It's in the past. Times move on. We've got a new team, and they're not performing as a team. We're all a bunch of individuals, with exceptions on motivation, drive, etc. Exceptions for the players at present are probably Bruno, because he did play well last night, I thought, and Jay Gorter, who got sent off, and now he's out because of his red card. He's out of play for till the end of the season, probably. So he's only going to be able to come back for the playoffs. And so now we've got even more pressure lumped on ourselves, and we've got to play young Papadoulis unless Michael Anorthosis is back. And we're stuck again. We're stuck in a rut, and we're finding it more and more difficult to dig our way out of it, because we seem to be digging a hole and throwing the soil out. And as we're trying to throw it out, it's rolling back in on top of us and stifling anything that we're trying to achieve. Before I start having heart attacks, let's have a look at the league. Okay, we're on fourth. We're in fourth today. Ammonia are top on 54 points. Apollon are in second. They're on 48. AEK Larnaca are on 46. It's not looking rosy for us in any way, shape, or form, performance or stats-wise. When you look at it, it looks awful, to say the least. But 44 points to 54 points. 10 points in it. 10 points in it. Yeah. And so let's see what's going to happen. Anyway, let's move on from the table. So with 3 games in the league left, we have 3 must-win matches. Got to be won. There's no excuses. At least let's try and snafu second. You know what I mean? Aris, I think his first match that we play on Sunday coming. That's going to be a toughie. That's going to be a toughie because they're going to be up for this, the way that we've been playing. Then we've got Digenus Ipsonus. And then last match is Acritus Chloricus. So, I mean, come on. There's a chance here we've got 9 points begging to be taken. So, but we need to step up and play like we mean it from the off. Instead of playing for the first 15 minutes and then back off, and we're back to our old selves of passing it across the back, down the wings. We seem to get to the last third and then turn around and we pass it back. What's going on? I noticed last night and today lots of negative comments on Facebook and across the internet about our performance last night. Don't get me wrong. I was as upset as the next supporter to the left and to the right of me. I was not happy. Maybe the difference between myself and some of the other supporters is I don't think booing is going to achieve anything except maybe tell the owners that we're not happy with the coach. I'm hoping that's what it was, because at the end of that match, our boys on the field looked totally dejected, miffed, totally upset, which I can understand. You know, if you put some effort in, yeah. But the comments across the Facebook and on the internet were mainly things of sack the coach, sack the management, coach and his staff. That is, these were the things that I was picking up mainly. I was going to start like cutting and pasting them and putting them in as slides, but you can all read. I personally think we made a huge mistake appointing this guy and his coaching staff. I'd like to think that the reason he was appointed was because the person that we were wanted badly has turned around and said to the owners, I'm not going to be available for at least a year. Why else would you appoint a manager on a 1-year contract who's been out of the game for 5 years? I'm just saying, it seems a bit strange. I mean, if you disagree, please put a comment in. I don't mind. I'll talk about it. But if you want a team to have a personality, if you want a team to be motivated for you, if you want a team to have the desire to win and be that massive, noisy neighbour in the west of Cyprus, then shouldn't we expect that from our coach and his staff? What do you think? We want somebody who voices their opinion on TV, who shows a bit of gumph, who's got a bit of passion and vigour and vim, and can react to questions from the press about us playing poorly or when we play well and win 4-1 in Champions League. Come on, let's get it going. He's got a personality of nothing. If he was at a party, he'd be on his own in a corner, drinking on his own probably. I mean, I tell you what, something did cheer me up last night when I was skimming through the negativity on the internet and Facebook. I did find a new photo of our manager, which kind of cheered me up. And if you think it summed it up perfectly for me. Have a look. This is the kind of thing we're looking at on the side of the touchline. Look, I like to end on a bit of lightheartedness. This is only my opinion and my opinion only, and it's fun and stuff like that. But I'm going to be rooting for Pafos still. I'm still going to be on him 110%. Details of the next match. It's Aris. I think we're away at the Alpha Mega Stadium in Kaloni, and it's a 7 p.m. kickoff on Sunday evening. So yeah, I'm going to be rooting for the boys. Hey, if you've enjoyed this, if you enjoyed the podcast, don't forget to give me a like, subscribe to the channel, and get involved. Let's have a chat and whatever. If there's anybody wants to have a chat, feel free. Drop me a line or even drop me a note on the stream, and I'll pick it up. Yeah. Thanks for watching, and just remember, Pafos FC. It's not just a way of life. It is a way of life. It's not just a team. That's what I mean. It got me going now. Look, let's go, boys. Bye, Pafo!